Mysterio is being held out of helping Liv Morgan in her title defense against Rhea Ripley. And if it wasn't for Finn Balor, she would have lost. He was there to narrowly stop Jey Uso from helping, and due to the madness, the match gets thrown out. But it's words that are thrown out after the match by Finn Balor towards Dominic. They instead leave together, and they leave Dom alone, pondering his next move. And his next move is to plead his case. He shows that he was held at bay by Damian Priest via CCTV footage. However, even though Liv forgives him right away because, of course she does, Finn doesn't want to hear about it. He demands that Dominic prove himself through actions. And so Dominic, desperate for their approval, puts his own body on the line, even stepping in to take on Bronson Reed when Carlito refuses to, which of course ends in devastation. He throws himself in front of AOP, who challenged JD and Finn for the Tag Team Championships, which of course ends in devastation. But it does, however, lead to Judgment Day retaining the championships. And while Dom is ticking all the boxes, he's getting absolutely battered in the process, and the crowd loves it because he's getting everything that he deserves. And with the ultimate test on the horizon, when Rhea Ripley gets a rematch against Liv at Crown Jewel, he will get another chance to prove himself. But it's when he overhears a conversation between Liv and Finn, the insight into what is really going on becomes apparent. You can trust him, Finn. I've got him wrapped around my little finger. We don't have to worry about anything. And besides, he's burned all his bridges. Everybody hates him. In the building, on the roster, he doesn't have anyone else. You're right. I knew taking that hotel key and going to your room to talk about the strategy of this whole thing was worth it. It's all going perfectly to plan. But let's keep moving and let's keep focused. Dom, I know I'm probably the last person you want to talk to. And I'm not going to stand here and pretend that you don't deserve all the punishment you're getting by throwing yourself around and fighting for their approval. You did it with Rhea, you did it with Liv, but it's not how you should live your life. You should live your life for you, and you should surround yourself with people who actually care about you. We might have fought each other a lot lately, and you've disgraced the family. There is no question about it. But one thing you'd never have to fight for from me is love. And why I don't approve of your actions, I approve of you as a human being at your core. Because I know there's a good person in there. That little kid is still in your eyes. I can see it. You're my son, and I love you no matter what. I don't think you can say the same about Judgment Day. Ray, with some valuable wisdom. But Dom has shown no indication in almost 2 years that he'd ever consider taking it on board from who he calls a deadbeat dad. However, when Crown Jewel rolls around and it's rematch time, he will find himself in a serious predicament. Because Rhea is desperate to get her hands on Liv and finally take the title back, and she has the backup of Damian Priest and Jey Uso. But of course, Liv has the backing of the group that she took from Rhea. At least most of them. Because once again, Dominic isn't present at ringside, and you can tell this really irks Finn. He keeps looking at the entranceway for Dominic to show, but he really needs to keep his eye on what's going on around him. Because Jey and Damian strike, they want to give Rhea the all clear and one-on-one battle with Liv. And she gets that chance. She avoids an oblivion, and then she lands a headbutt. She looks around quickly. The coast is clear, no one's there, and now she can call Liv to her feet. She picks her up and smashes her with a riptide and makes the cover. Dominic drags the referee out. Rhea is screaming at him for the ring. She's beside herself. But as she's yelling at him, she realizes that Liv has somehow picked herself up off the mat. She runs at her, but Liv hits a Hurricane Rana into the middle rope. And then condescendingly, Liv flies off and hits her with a 619. which knocks her into the opposite ropes near Dom and sets her up for oblivion. Liv retains directly off the assist from Dominic. He conforms, but it clearly hurts him to do it. Rhea is left shattered because even though she can't stand the ground he walks on, she knows the whole thing now is totally over. Dominic is swept away by Liv and Finn, who are super excited that he eventually showed up, but it's shrouded in booze, which usually doesn't affect him at all. But something is shifting, and it's shown when they get backstage and he leaves Liv and Finn to take off to celebrate on their own. He just wants a moment by himself after hearing what they said, but it's this moment by himself that he gets pulled up by someone who we don't get eyes on. The future is very bleak, Dominic, but you will get one more chance. One more chance to do the right thing. So I suggest you take it. Dominic seems rattled by the interaction, and he's even more rattled when he gets into the clubhouse the week after and he's grilled by Finn again on where he was and why he didn't attend the celebrations. Where were you, Dom? I'm sorry, but I was tied up doing something that is going to benefit the family. You have to trust me. Well, what is it? You know what? Whatever, Dom. You almost cost Liv the title by not showing up. And sure, you helped her keep the title eventually. But I saw the way you look back at Rhea. Something's changing. I looked back at her because I wanted to get one last look at her before leaving her behind forever. I know where my real family is. And I know that I can't continue to live my life like... But Finn cuts him off mid-sentence and says, "Great! Good to know that you know where your true family is. You're making the right decision."
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Now let's go. JD and I have tag team championships to defend, and I expect you to be there. Dom is committed to, and he shows that.